Mars and Earth were identical 70 million years ago. But Mars went through a huge catastrophe 69 million years ago, and even went through another war 1 million years ago. The ruins on Mars and all that, some of them are 65, 70, 80, 100 million years old. The face and all that is at least 1 million years old. Now, according to the Andromedas, the face belongs to a group of Orions. That complex was built by Orions. The pyramids were built by Orions. Now, I understand that there's all kinds of coding and geometrics that go with the pyramids, but according to the Andromedas, and this is something they've done in the past, and many other races do, when they find a planet that they want to inhabit it or colonize, and its wobble is so irregular that they can't build anything on it because they don't know 1,000 years to the next whether or not it's going to be destroyed. What they will do to balance the rotation, the orbit of the planet, is put weights on it, like we do with our car tire. These weights are the pyramids. They put them at strategic locations to balance the rotation. This is why the Great Pyramid of Giza is located exactly dead center of all the Earth mass on the planet. It's a weight. That's what it was originally designed to be, was a weight, to balance our rotation. So they would have some semblance of order here, that they wouldn't have to worry about it flipping around and orbiting and pole shifting whenever it wanted to, or wobbling so much like this, that the oceans would just change. Any other questions? Yes, sir.
Pyramids on Earth are located in the same part of the hemisphere as the pyramids on Mars.
Yes. Yes, it is. But there are more pyramids on the Earth than there are on Mars. There are a lot in the ocean. Central America.
Right.
We have a lot. Of course, it's, almost 1.5 times the landmass as well. Plus, we have water, which in itself is an incredible amount of weight. I think we have 1.2 trillion square miles of water on the planet, which is phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. It's 2/3 of the Earth, and less than 1% is drinkable. Another question. Somebody asked. Yes, sir.
Can you give us some of your background and how you came into all this information, et cetera, et cetera?
Yes. I guess it's time for that. My contact started when I was 8 years old. I was on a family picnic in Woodstock, Michigan, which is in the upper northern peninsula. I did not remember the contact until I was at the age of 14. I knew, and my parents knew, that something had happened in the other folks. We went out to play hide-and-go-seek, and the grass was very tall. It was in August. It was like the second or third week of August, just before we all went back to school. And I went to lay down in the tall grass and just to hide, okay? Because we have one of our little cousins, she was a female. We made her red, so she had to go around and find us. And I remember picking up the chestnuts and throwing them because they were chestnuts. And I made a place for me to lay down. Well, I fell asleep. When I woke up, it was night. It was close to 9 o'clock. Now in August, the sun sets late. So I got up and I walked back approximately 250, maybe 300 yards from the picnic area. There was a police car there was a dog in the back, or a state police, I think it was, state trooper, because the guy had a big round hat with the funny thing on the top. When I got back, at first they were all glad to see me, and then my mother walloped me. She gave me a spanking. Where have you been? I said, well, I was over there. No, you weren't. We were all looking for you. So I took them back with flashlights to where I was, and sure enough, there was my imprint in the grass, and they swore up and down that they had been all through there, and I wasn't there. It wasn't until age 14 that I realized what had happened. And I was asleep. We were living in Elk Grove Village, Illinois. And I was asleep, and I woke up, and I'm lying on a table, flat on my back, and I'm looking up at this light, and there's a very tall, big guy standing next to me, and a short, tiny one. The tiny one had white skin, bald head, looked sort of oriental, but he wasn't, just very old. And the other guy, the big tall one, was light blue skinned, no hair, but built like a Greek god, like this. I had instantaneous recognition of those two guys, two men. The tall one is Morine. He's 2,300 years old in our time. He's from Andromeda. The short one was Visayas. Now, they don't use names like we use names, but those are names that they gave me so that I could call them to accommodate me. That's how I relate to them. They use symbols. Visayas is 4,300 years old. Actually, he's older, but that's his approximate age. They're incredible. They're absolutely incredible. They're human beings just like us. They evolved, they were part of the Lyran lineage of the human race. And Lyra itself was destroyed in a war. And everybody just scattered and migrated out to survive. And according to them, and this is probably a good time I want to add this before I forget, they say, the Andromedans, based on stories that the ancient Draconians have recorded, that the human race was created by another race called the Batal.